girl. Hello. Come on. Hey, girl. She's asleep.
Yeah. They really like these gloves.
I know. They're like, okay, you don't have these on normally.
Yeah. Don't you even think about it. Come here, Tom.
Sweet girl. This is my cuddler. Come on. Come on. Come on in.
Okay, it is Saturday. Saturday what, sweetheart?
I have no idea.
She loses track of time. I think it's October 15th or 16th, middle of October. So you guys have been watching us do our morning chores this morning. A lot of animals on the farm right now. It's about our peak with the broiler chickens behind me here, the turkeys, the new layers, the pigs on the farm. We got a lot of animals. So one of the things that we have to do desperately that we didn't do this week is take a lot of chickens out of these two overpacked tractors. You might have noticed this morning when we were feeding them, if I picked that up well, that they just mob the feed and they go through it pretty fast. We'll talk a little bit more about that and the advantages we're seeing to that, but we need to split these up a little bit. So we're gonna be going from these two tractors here and we're gonna be heading over to the other side of the pasture there where we have our small tractor, and we're gonna be trying to choose the smallest of these chickens out of these big tractors to move them into the small one to give everybody a little bit more space, to get more manure on the ground with that extra tractor, and also just to make sure that they all can get to the feed like they need to. One. Good. Good start. We pulled 26 chickens out of these two tractors and put them into our small tractor. They're doing just fine now. We got feedback on them, so they're happy. Always a little stressful moving animals, and they get kind of freaked out with us in there, but I think they're gonna be happy now that they're done. So we did our best to try to choose the chickens that were smaller, and that's kind of what we focused on as best we could, going in there and grabbing these guys to put into the smaller tractor, and then we'll maintain these tractors for the next 2 weeks. So we got them for 2 more weeks, and then we have our processing day. So estimating tractor movements, we're moving them once each day and then seeding behind them with perennial ryegrass, which seems to be coming up well. And I think we'll be able to get across the entire pasture here this season, which will allow us to get that perennial ryegrass establishing hopefully really well all winter long for our layers and our turkeys, which we'll use this pasture until our next round of broilers. Lori's been busy with some projects this week, 2 of which were building projects where she had to put something together, and one of them was an installation project. So we're gonna share that with you here real quick.
So one of the things that we have been wanting to do is go through and add wood chips in between all the trees in each row, so it's just a solid line. I know we've had a lot of people asking us why we don't. It's not a matter of us not wanting to, we just haven't had time to do it. We have done like the front of the house where the citrus and loquats are, and then also some of the mulberry trees. This week I did finally start putting some in our west orchard. So let's go take a look at what I've gotten done so far with that. So I'm over here in the west orchard, and I've gotten a first layer down in between all the trees in each of the rows here. Now, one of the things with the wood chips, as far as getting those, we do let our guys know that come drop off here that we'll take logs and bigger branches if that's all they have. And so what we do is, as you can see, we have a lot of branches here. Sometimes we get palm tree trimmings as well. But we actually just lay those down on the bottom layer of the areas in between the trees. So we're not worried about that. It's not in the tree rings. And then we'll cover it with some better, more desired wood chips on top of it, so that this will just break down underneath those wood chips and we won't see it anyways. So that's what we do. So I did go through and I've gotten a scoop of the more undesirable wood chips and branches on the bottom here. So now I'm going to go through and start getting some better looking wood chips and getting those on top to fill these areas in. We bought a second plucker. We have our chicken processing workshop in 2 weeks, and we do have this same plucker that we currently use, but with 149 chickens to process. That weekend, we decided to get a second one, and we'll use this and our other one as a backup, just in case anything goes wrong. We didn't want to be stuck without a plucker. So I may try a couple more times at trying to pull this finger through. If not, I will have to give up. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. So this will have to just wait, and then Dwayne and I'll have to finish it up this weekend, and we'll go from there. So it is really frustrating for me that I had to give up on that plucker and not get that finished. So we have one of our bathroom faucets that went out. We checked the screen on it, cleaned that. It wasn't that. We had thought maybe it was the little cartridges, but there's 2 of them, and for both of them to go out, we didn't think that was likely. So we think it's the actual faucet. So Dwayne showed me how to remove the faucet, and I bought another one. I was hoping to get something similar in color so I didn't have to remove the drain thing down here, because I have no desire to try to do that. So the one I got is a little off on color. It's actually quite a bit off on color, so I'll put it in here, see how it looks. I may take it out and return it and get a different one to try to match it a little bit better, but let me see how it goes. All right, so now we have to go under the sink. So that's a good sign. So we have the cold water and we have the hot water.
You can see she was busy this week as always. What I want to do is slide over here to one of the orchard rows and give you an idea of what these are looking like now that we're finally able to come back and fill in some of those spaces between the trees. What we're going to be working on now, actually we're going to be sharing with you guys next weekend, so we're doing a separate video on this, but wanted to let you guys know, definitely fall planting season. We're going to be getting most of our fall crops seeded directly into the ground. That's really all we have as an option right now. We don't have a greenhouse set up yet, and we don't have the lights and whatnot set up to do that inside the house, so we don't have the ability to do starts inside yet. So what we're doing is direct seeding everything again this year, just kind of seeing how that goes for us. And now is definitely the time to start doing that. There's a few things we won't be putting in the ground, but The biggest thing for you guys today is you definitely want to make sure that you're looking at your fall planting schedule and getting on that, because that's what we're doing as well. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and come back to you guys once we've got most of this stuff planted, and be sure to check us next week for this video on what we're planting in our fall garden beds. We had some projects today that we got done, which was good, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, got nuggets split up.
Nuggets.
Which is really good.
Nuggets had to get split up.
Oh my goodness.
There's just way too many of them.
Yeah.
And what's great is they're not dying, which
Yeah.
makes it difficult.
Yeah, it's great that we have too many of them, but we weren't expecting this.
No, we're here underneath the ever-bearing mulberries that are kind of starting to, well, we had that cold weather, so they started to go dormant and started dropping their leaves. You guys have probably seen that as well. Seen that on some of our new plantings, like the peach tree, for example. We had that shock of, we were down in the 40s, so we were pushing chill hours, actually. So the mulberries, not so much the figs, but the mulberries, you can tell, thought it was time to go to bed after a couple days in the 40s, but now it's warmed back up, so
They're confused.
they're really confused. They don't know what to do. So you had some good projects this week. You were a little Miss Fix-It with the faucet.
Yeah, the faucet went really good.
Yeah, I was impressed.
It was really good.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting that to still be there when I got home.
Really?
No. Yes?
Well, I think I've always been intimidated by faucets because I thought that it was just so detailed and it would have been a lot harder to do. But when you showed me how to take it apart, I was like, oh, I can put that back together.
Right, I mean, that's the thing, you take it apart, and as long as you remember the steps to put it back together.
But it wasn't a lot of steps even.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
Well, and how about the plucker? That's a good project.
Yeah, it would have been great if I would have been able to finish it.
Well, but pretty close. We got the thumb in, or that finger in,
Yeah,
right?
he got it in like in 2 seconds.
It's all a matter of the angles.
Whatever.
You gotta leverage. Maybe it's a guy thing, I don't know.
I struggled with that for so long.
That's okay. I don't mind because most of it's done.
Yeah.
So just gotta wrap that up. But that'll be a good backup for us to have for the workshop. So we did get most of our fall planting done today with the beds. We filmed that for you guys, so we'll share that with you guys next week.
We've been talking about planting for how many weeks now?
A lot. And we basically only have, so we probably would have waited another week or two, but we have the chicken processing workshop in 2 weeks. So obviously we'll be with some of you guys out there actually, and teaching people how to process chickens. So that'll be a good one. But it kind of scrunched our planting window down, so we kind of had to get all of our planting done today. Because we really enjoy having you guys here. We really appreciate you guys spending the most valuable thing we have here on the planet. That is time, and you guys choose to spend that time with us each week. Loved having you here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, again, this is the vlog that we do each week just to update everybody on what's going on the farm, and would love to have you as a subscriber and share the content. If you know anybody that's into this kind of thing, if you share the content, it helps us out here. And one more way to do that is our Amazon shop. I'll leave a link in the description down below. If you follow that link, it doesn't matter what you buy, you help to support us here. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere,
So can you. Okay, let's see if we have water. Oops, I gotta turn the water back on. Hold on.
All right, so I think that's gonna do it for today, at least for the vlog, right? You got nothing to say, I can already tell. You're not gonna say a dang thing.
I'm tired, I'm hungry.
I'm tired and hungry too.